School graduation ceremony. Please switch your mobiles off. We expect the ceremony to last about 1.5 hours. We kindly ask that you not leave the auditorium during the ceremony. Please stand up.
Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła, kiedy my żyjemy. Co nam obca przemoc wzięła, szablą odbierzemy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za chorym przewodem złączę się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za chorym przewodem złączę się z narodem. Przejdzie Wisłę, przejdzie Wartę, będzie Polakami. Dał nam przykład Bonaparte, jak zwyciężać mamy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za chorym przewodem złączę się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za chorym przewodem złączę się z narodem. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee, opening to the sun above. Melted clouds of sin and sadness, drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light of day. Melted clouds of sin and sadness, drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light of day.
I hereby open the ceremony of graduation of you, dear students.
Please take your seats. I'd like to warmly welcome the graduates, professors, and lecturers of Kozminski University. Well, I think that we all can say that the last couple of years are very hard to describe in just a couple of words. But at least I would call them very unconventional. A couple of years back, and nobody would believe that it is possible to switch a whole university to online education basically overnight. Well, COVID-19 changed that. The last years were full of challenges that we had to face together as a family. I mean the university and you, our students of the time. You might think, but why is this guy reminding us of the fact that we had to study online? The answer is simple. The journey is equally as important as the destination. You manage to adapt and do things you'd never ever even think were possible in the first place. Now you know you can face any problem and adapt to changing situation in a blink of an eye. In the end, what counts is that you have overcome those hardships and made it to graduation day. For that, I think you can give yourself a big round of applause. Like I said, Kozminski University is a family. And if you just take a minute and look around, look at the friends you've made, Remember all the adventures you had together and all the professors you've been working with for the past couple of years. This is what today is about. Celebrating the journey, the future, and of course, your graduation. And without any further ado, I would like to ask the Rector of Kozminski University, Professor Grzegorz Mazurek, to address the graduates.
Thank you, René. Dear alumni, one huge thank you for being with us today. We know that the road was very bumpy with a lot of curves, sometimes unexpected weather, but finally we reached the end of the road. And during the preliminary speech, there was something very important to say. Each of you have to decide whether the final goal is the most important one or the road to the goal is the most important one. Is it the end what matters or the path to the end what really matters? And obviously you know that the answer is both. I think that with time, with every single month of your life, you'll see that probably the road is more important than the final aim. Why is it so? Because I think that all of you know that what you have achieved is not the end. It's just the beginning for the next journey. Why is it so? It's not because Kozminski University have a good offer for you. It's not because other schools will try to say that you can develop your skills with them. It's because the world needs your brains, your achievements, your competences. Because the world changes dramatically, and believe me, and probably this is kind of a sad conclusion, although you achieved a very remarkable diploma and huge success during your studies, you'll have to upgrade your skills very soon. Digitalization, sustainability, societal impact, those are just a few things which change our world right now, and you know it. And I also hope that during your studies, you found out that this is just the beginning of the whole change which happened in the world right now. I want you to become rich, but watch out. This is just an abbreviation like many others we know. VUCA world, SWOT analysis, PEST. So the same goes with this rich perspective. Rich, R. R like responsible. Whatever you do, think about the consequences of your actions. If you take any decision in life, it will impact you and all the others who you are working or living with. So be responsible. E of this rich is be empathetic. You know very well that we have right now the era of digital transformation. Everybody talks about the influence of technology, algorithms, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Many say that many of our work will be replaced by robots and computers. But there is one thing which robots probably will never, ever change and replace. This is the empathetic approach to other people. So if you have that skill, you will be successful. If you think that you still have to develop those skills, please do it, because this is kind of a passport for your lifelong independence, even from the mega trends which are around. Reach, we said something about R, we said something about E, now something about A. Be ambitious. But what is even more important, be agile. You also have to know, and you know it, I think, thanks to Kozminski, that one of the biggest, let's say, competitive advantage you can build in your life is to be agile, meaning to be fast. Sometimes it even means that you will change your final decision at the very end of the road. But that means agility, because the variables which are around you sometimes make you change your decision. Don't worry about it. If you think that the last one you take in the very last second is the best one, do it. Even if previously you thought that the other was better. So be agile. C. C is in my opinion, the most important one for the whole of your life. Curiosity. Some of you are already very successful. Some of you will be in a very short time. And that is the very dangerous moment, because when you're successful, you think that you are just the best one, that you know everything, then your opinion about whatever is the best one. Sometimes you wake up and you say, Jesus, that's a curse. I'm just right in everything. Be careful. Never be like that. Be curious. Always ask yourself whether this is the picture of the situation, when this is really something what I am right in. And finally, H. H is humble. Never, ever be over others. Take people as your partners, as your friends, as always the guys who are there because of some specific reason. Be humble towards them. Always serve the others, and that will pay you back. Because you know there is this maybe not very much scientific word which is called karma, all right? So that was about the rich perspective. Now another thing. With every single month of your life, you will see there is one resource which is the most important one, and obviously this is not money. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about time. Time is something which you will never buy. Time is something what you will never be able to slow down or speed up. Time is, we are in a way slaves of time, in a way. If you take the time properly, you will take advantage of that. And I'm not talking about putting more and more things in your life to be more organized, to be more multitasked. Well, sometimes it matters, and sometimes your brain is capable of doing that. But I'm talking about different perspective of time, quality of your time. Every second really matters, and take this every second as the most important one. Not in order to put as many things as possible into the second, but to be aware of that second and to take the most out of it. And finally, the world is really small. I'm not quite sure whether we at Kozminski do it, but this is kind of a new rule of the rector. We never ever use the word network. Network is very technical, operational, when you take the others as instruments of your achievements. Never ever. Friendships, colleagues, being together, creating community. That's why we use so many the word community or the family. Because sometimes you think that your friend, which is 5 rows behind you, is from different studies, and you'll never have a chance to work with him, so why should I care? Be careful, and don't take people like that. The world is really small, and probably most of you will see maybe sometime in South Africa doing things completely not connected with your studies, that this great guy which is sitting next to you had some connections with Kozminski. And if you have the perspective of a family or community, that will be very helpful for you. Guys, finally, because René underlined the speech should be very short, so this is my last comment. I said something about the time, so the time here is very special for you. So really take the most out of it and enjoy the moment. Even when I'm looking at each of you, I'm looking also at the weather outside, and it's great right now. This is for you guys. Good luck. Thank you for being with us. Remember that Kozminski is a community and space which is always for you, no matter whether it's only about your thoughts, next studies, webinars, or other activities which are for development. We use this, I think, very important claim, which is lifelong partner of your development. Take that space, community, people, infrastructure as yours right now. Thank you guys for being with us, and good luck.
Thank you, Professor Mazurek. Well, before you leave these walls and start the next step of the journey of your life, we've prepared one last lesson that we hope will accompany you for many years to come. This year we have the honor to host Professor Paweł Krzyworzeka, who has generously agreed to deliver the graduation lecture titled Spin Your Own Yarn Using a Drop Spindle. Professor, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I probably need to turn on my mic. Raz. Okay. So, as the title says, I'm going to teach you how to spin your own yarn during a drop spindle. And this is a drop spindle. I will be really surprised if any of you actually wants to learn how to spin a drop spindle, right? But the beauty of graduation lecture is that like a speaker can choose the topic completely freely. So the rector was really surprised, but didn't object. So spinning the drop spindle is a new trend. Really, there are a lot of very interesting. There are a lot of very interesting materials online, and it looks that in the nearest future you will find your colleagues spinning the drop spindle during the business meetings. So, like the Pinterest, I will show you. Okay. So the Pinterest is full of very interesting, inspiring photos of drop spindle. And I bought one. It was not easy to buy a drop spindle in Poland. It looks like that I'm a trendsetter here. Is anyone here spinning? Actually, no. So yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm a trendsetter. So the drop spindle is a very important piece of technology. We know it for thousands of years. And it played an essential role in making fabric. Even when we invented the spinning wheel, something more advanced, in many regions people resisted that innovation for centuries. And there are places where people still spin yarn during the drop spindle. And here you can see like Peru, Bolivia, like South America. And one can ask what's wrong with the spinning wheel? The spinning wheel is just faster. That's the spinning wheel. It's more accurate, gives higher quality yarn. It's just better. It's a true innovation. But women, because mainly women spin yarn, resisted it for centuries. In change management or innovation management, we explain this kind of failures of innovative products by saying that people express or they have this natural resistance to change. And implicitly we say that this is irrational and bad. And I believe that we can learn something valuable from the history of a drop spindle. Let's imagine Bojana. She is a young woman from Bulgaria, and she was aware of more advanced tools like the spinning wheel. Because we know this for centuries, it was around in this region, and she could even afford to get a spinning wheel and start spinning faster and better. So why Bojana was not using a spinning wheel that will allow her spin faster? Spinning has been a female occupation. And it was one of those occupations that every woman did all the time. So Bojana was spinning all the time because there was so much of shortage of thread. Just to use more contemporary example, a pair of jeans. To weave amount of fabric for a pair of jeans, it takes 10 kilometers of yarn, of thread. And 10 kilometers of thread is a lot of thread. It would take several weeks to spin this amount of thread. It was so laborious. So why Bojana was using this slower drop spindle and not the spinning wheel? because spinning was not her only occupation. She had garden, she had kids, she had the whole house. And spinning wheel requires the spinner to sit down in one place and spin. So the drop spindle, Bojana could take with her to the garden and work there. She could take care of her kids. She could prepare food. The innovation, the spinning wheel, would destroy the organization of her family life. And we know other examples that newer technologies were rejected by people because they valued something more than efficiency and quality. Like in Japan, in China, farmers were resisted more advanced tools for growing rice for very long, because in their primitive system, every family member, like the father, mother, kids, elderly, everyone was involved in the process. Growing rice required little muscle power, but a lot of harmonized cooperation. So growing rice required constant tilling, planting, weeding. Each pair of hands was valuable, and nobody ate rice for free. The new farm tools offered higher efficiency, but threatened social organization of their life. So let us fast forward to the most recent decade, and what are the contemporary spinning wheels? What are the innovations that we reject, and what it tells us about our values? And I think that, for example, blockchain and cryptocurrency are something like that. They are more efficient than currencies in many ways, that currencies we use everyday life. But embracing the crypto or blockchain would change our organization of our life. It looks like some kind of wisdom makes us stick to this drop spindle, like the fiat currency, then central institutions, central banks, and so on. So blockchain-based solutions, they promise freedom from intermediaries, central banks, centralized institutions, and even freedom from the government and nation states and regulators. So we may dislike the central bankers, regulators, the institutions that we must trust, but they keep failing us, but not having them can be even worse. So this month actually, during May, we observed the collapse of Terra blockchain. You probably heard about this, right? Like the Leona. That was one of the biggest smart contracts in the world. The second, after Ethereum, in the total value locked, the smart contract blockchain. They were trying to create an ecosystem of blockchain protocols, and at the heart of this project was an algorithmic stablecoin. The digital dollar that was not backed by reserves, by real dollars, but they were using incentive mechanism to maintain their fiat peg. Blockchain developers and powerful cryptocurrency investors, they somehow inflated those hopes that we can create genuinely crypto dollar independent of actual USD. But then even more powerful investors, maybe speculators, they burst this bubble. We have another example of a blockchain interesting application, like the UK, the US, and even Polish non-governmental organizations. They are helping low-income nations in the Pacific region using blockchain. And blockchain allows them to bypass their states, local states, public institutions, the fragile local currencies. But by doing this, those NGOs, they are weakening those Pacific nations even further, because they don't allow them to invent their own institutions, their own governments, their own democracy. There's even a term, it's called the blockchain imperialism, right? So as much as we may dislike the formal power hierarchy, lack of it can be even more toxic. So we live in times when nothing is certain. People die of coronavirus, war in the Ukraine. More than ever in my life, it's really uncertain. We expect the next unexpected. I think that's the worst. So we need strong institutions, reliable public sector, the sound healthcare system, local communities that we can rely on. So like embracing this, for example, technology, I think we are wise that we are not embracing it because it won't get us there. Only like this is what you learned here, how to manage people, organizations. That's something that we need. But let's go back to our spindle. I need to put it here. It's also a powerful symbol. The spindle is like the axis of universe. It connects the downward, the world of death, with the upper world. The thread is the symbol of life, right? Universally. In Greek mythology, there were three sisters. They called three fates, responsible for the destiny of human life. Clota was spinning the thread of life. Like Lachensis was measuring the thread, determining destiny. And the third sister, Atropos, was cutting the thread, determining the end of life of mortals. I want to share with you one poem. These are those three fates. And the poem is titled The Three Fates by Rosemary Dobson, Australian poet. And this poem is about the life irreversibility. It's something that Professor Rector Mazurek said about the time. Just listen to this poem.
At the instant of drowning, he invoked the three sisters. It was a mistake, an aberration, to cry out for life everlasting. He came up like a cork and back to the riverbank, put on his clothes in reverse order, returned to the house. He suffered the enormous agonies of passion, writing poems from the end backwards, brushing away tears that had not yet fallen, loving her wildly as the day regressed towards morning. He watched her swinging in the garden, growing younger, barefoot, straw-hatted, and when she was gone, and the house and the swinging daylight, there was an instant's pause before it began all over, the reel and rolling towards the river.
The poet reminds us to wisely use the life opportunities the first and only time around. As Kozminski graduates, you have the knowledge, the skills, the sensibility to develop companies, value chains, but also democracies, public institutions, local communities. You are well positioned to prepare your countries in a truly innovative way for the next unexpected, or even better, that the next unexpected never happens. So I wish you, and all of us, that you succeed in your mission. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor. The time has come to begin the most significant part of today's ceremony. We would like to begin with the Rector's Award for the Best Master Dissertation at the College of Management that will be granted to Mr. Daniel Urbaniak, a graduate from the Master in Management Program, Innovation Management major. Mr. Urbaniak prepared his dissertation titled The Role of Social Networks in the Development of Family Businesses under the supervision of Dr. Svetlana Gutkova. Mr. Urbaniak is also awarded a diploma with distinction. Other awarded graduates couldn't be with us today. However, we would like to recognize their achievements as well. The Rector's Award for the Best Master Dissertation at the College of Finance and Economics was granted to Mr. Felipe Duarte Ribeiro Gonzalez Martins, a graduate of the Master in Finance and Accounting Program, Corporate Finance major. Mr. Martins prepared his dissertation titled Portfolio Concentration and Mutual Fund Performance, Evidence from the European Market, under the supervision of Dr. Dmitro Osichuk. Secondly, we would like to grant a special award for achieving the highest grade point average from the course of studies of the College of Management. This award goes to Mr. Konstantin Victor Willy Eller, a graduate of the Master in Management Program, Strategic Management major. A special award for achieving the highest grade point average from the course of studies at the College of Finance and Economics was granted to Mr. Jehor Kutz, a graduate of Master in Finance and Accounting Program, Corporate Finance major. Now the distinction awards will be presented. Firstly, we will handle the master distinctions of the College of Management. Pinar Akpinar, Turkey. Katerina Bizakova, Ukraine. Ivan Kolpakov, Ukraine. Igor Komorowski, Poland. Natalia Paszczuk, Ukraine. Daniel Alejandro Sarmiento, Colombia. And now the distinctions on the bachelor level of the College of Management. Alina Palyakova, Belarus. Maxim Sotin, Belarus. Julia Bialik, Poland. Jana Tautkiewicz, Ukraine. And now we will be presenting the master distinctions of the College of Finance and Economics. Carlo Cotto, Italy. Francisco Martin del Carpio, Peru. Maciej Mordal, Poland. Mikołaj Stolarski, Poland. Okay, so now if it goes for the master distinctions of the Health Economics and Big Data Analytics program of the College of Finance and Economics, Tomasz Magierowski, Poland. Anna Szalpuk, Poland. Leonardo Vanozzi, Italy. And now we will be proceeding to granting the remainder of the confirmations, starting with the College of Finance and Economics Master level. Sonal Chanana, India. Franziska Kleck, Germany. Sinhuja Kondu Reddy, India. Eva Kudra, Poland. Stanisław Siwko, Poland. And now for the Health Economics and Big Data Analytics program, Kamila Giemza, Poland. Jezreel Mendoza, the Philippines. Ratnakar Singh, India. And now we will be presenting the Big Data Analytics program of the College of Finance and Economics. Nino Cheshashvili, Georgia. Mateusz Prus, Poland. And now we will be handing out the remainder of the confirmations of the master level programs on the College of Management. Rufat Ahmadli, Azerbaijan. Imet Ogulakol, Turkey. Erika Aranya, United Arab Emirates. Renato Azevedo, Portugal. Maria Churbanova, Ukraine. Lada Kochube, Ukraine. Beata Mamińska, Poland. Julia Owczynnikowa, Ukraine. Anand Parada, India. Aditya Pujari, India. Daria Prilyutskaya, Russia. Michał Seremak, Poland. Anastasia Szczeglowa, Ukraine. Aleksandra Skorupka, Poland. Karthik Sukavanam, India. Anastasia Tracz, Ukraine. Tusim Tarana Umar Farooq, India. Yulia Vesela, Ukraine. Jaroslav Jaromir Zgóra, Ukraine. And now for the confirmations of the College of Management on the bachelor level. Zofia Broszkiewicz, Poland. Maria Nekovic, Germany. Nina Januszkiewicz, Poland. Jan Słomczewski, Poland. Parul Tribati, Ukraine. And now for the Bachelor in Management and Artificial Intelligence program. Alexander Kovalenko, Ukraine. And last but certainly not least, Artyom Sushkevich, Belarus. Please stand up. Please take your seats. Now it's time for the Students' Council representative, Mr. Jakub Kozłowski, to address the graduates.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jakub Kozłowski, and I'm the leader of the Minorities and Equality Commission. And on behalf of the Student Council, I would like to congratulate every single one of you on successfully completing your studies. The road you now have behind you was not always easy. However, as we can clearly see, all see with our own eyes, you have emerged victorious. Please accept our best sincere wishes for your upcoming professional and personal triumphs. The world is your oyster now. Go and explore it. I hope you're going to look back on your time and memories you have gathered here with a smile on your faces. I would also like to remind you that you will always be welcome within the walls of this great institution. And yet again, on behalf of the Student Council, I would like to warmly invite you to this year's Kozminalia, which are taking place on 11th of June. One last time, great job and congratulations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Kozłowski. Secondly, we invite Daniel Urbaniak, one of today's graduates, to take the floor. As a reminder, Mr. Urbaniak has successfully completed the Master in Management program. Please.
Dear graduates of class 2021, faculty and staff. I'm honored to speak to you today during the graduation ceremony of one of the best business schools in Europe. And first of all, I want to congratulate every one of you because you made it. It wouldn't be possible without the exceptional support of the Kozminski faculty, which are able to deliver us with knowledge and skills during difficult pandemic time. Thank you for that, professors. During today's speech, I want to tell you how you should live because I don't have Twitter as Elon Musk or experience to always be right like your parents, but let me share some quotes which have inspired me during my journey at Kozminski University. But before I'm going to start, let me introduce myself. I'm Daniel Urbaniak. I graduate from double degree program with EACP Business School, but most importantly, I'm part of Kozminski community, which in my opinion is one of the biggest values provided by this university. Especially during the COVID times, I understood how valuable it is to have people on whom you can count. And here at this university, I have met such people. We don't have to have the same opinion or beliefs, but we respect each other and cover our backs. And I know that both me and you will benefit from those social interactions till the end of our life, I'm very grateful to be part of this amazing society. And even though we're very different from each other, because some of us hate statistics, and some of us hate statistics very much, there is one word that describes every single person here. It's courage. Winston Churchill once said that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it's courage to continue that counts. And everyone makes many mistakes in their lives, but the question is, what we will do after it? Will we resign or go for it? You went for it. All of us put a lot of effort to be here today. Most of you had to study in foreign language. Many of you had to move to Poland. A lot of us had to move to the Erasmus or even double degree programs. And even though we made many mistakes along the way, we succeeded. We have finished what we have started 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm extremely proud standing in front of you to be part of the society which has accomplished that. Mr. Churchill said one more thing about courage. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak, but courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. With this point, I would like to encourage you to try to listen more, because we, as human beings, love to talk, but when you talk, you cannot listen. And without listening, there is no respect, understanding, and learning. And especially today, during the difficult time that we have, I think that we should not underestimate the value of understanding, compassion, and respect. Coming to the end of my speech, I would like to thank everyone here present today for the amazing experience that in my case lasted 5 years. And I know during that time understood that we need to celebrate even the small victories, but today you made a huge thing. So I'm asking you to celebrate that stunning accomplishment tonight. As per what Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much of champagne is just right. Please remember that the end of something is the beginning of something else. But I know that your courage will lead you to your success. And I'm wishing you that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. And now is the traditional moment for all of us to put our cap tassel from the right to the left. And from now on, you're officially Kozminski graduates. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Bubanik, for the inspiring speech. And now I would like to ask Klaudia Krasuska, who works at the Career Development and Alumni Relations Office, to say a few words to the graduates. Klaudia, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Can you see me? I guess yes. Okay, so dear graduates, at the end of this ceremony, I am the last, I would like to give a few words from me. On behalf of Career Development and Alumni Relations Office, I would like to congratulate you on your graduation day and officially welcome in the group of Kozminski University graduates. Despite the fact that you have already finished in this difficult pandemic time, please remember about your alma mater. You are always welcome and always be the part of Kozminski community. Especially for you, we organize inspiration and social meetings, alumni reunions, and occasional events. The next opportunity to meet, like Jakub said, will be Kozminalia. It will be in the next 2 weeks, 11th of June. Please check your email boxes because you will receive an invitation from me. We take care of you even after the graduation. You can receive job coaching and support in your career development. We are proud to see the promotions and spectacular achievements of you, because each year we award the statue of Kozminski Lion for the most outstanding careers. Our academy also hosts the Kozminski Foundation, whose mission is to support students with outstanding academic achievements. Thanks to the alumni and alumni activity, we can support the most talented students of our university. Please remember that if you change your data, email address, please contact us because we would like to be in contact with you till the end. We also invite you to follow the graduates' profile on Facebook, LinkedIn. Please join LinkedIn groups. Once again, Big congratulations, have a nice celebrations, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the last part of our ceremony will be a little bit less formal. We will have the opportunity to listen to a short performance delivered by the choir. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up.
Before I officially finish this celebration, first of all, I'd like to underline something what I think all of us understood from that last song. Party every day. Let's do it. I'd like to thank you very much, the choir of alumni of Warsaw Musical University. Thank you guys, you're always with us. You are great, thank you. Now, 3 times. Bring out the banner, please. Dear alumni of Kozminski University, thank you very much for your participation during today's celebration. This is not the end. Outside, there is a small reception and also time for some pictures, smiles, and energy, and exchanging your email, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram accounts. Networking is forbidden. Friendship and colleagues, remember. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, one more time, congratulations. Of course, you may rest a little bit because the official part is kind of over. But before we go for the reception, we have one final request of you to follow the Lion and our photographer for a picture all together outside in the sun. Thank you very much. Okay.